What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone. And we are about to sell Dusan Vlahovic for about 50 million euros, apparently. That is the news. Atletico Madrid are interested in Vlahovic. There is an update on Kolomwani as well, but also on Osimhen, who somehow is becoming a scrub throughout the media, which is absolutely madness as well, in my opinion. However, the transfer fee is a very realistic thing that fans should, debate and be against or for whatever. But I think the quality should not be up for debate. Footballing quality, I'm talking here. So this is a striker update videos. Before we get into it, smash the like button. Let's get to 85 likes. That should be peanuts. So hit the like button now. Subscribe to the channel. It does help out the channel massively. But yeah, let's talk about selling Vlahovic. Yes, Vlahovic for about 50 million euros. Okay, so it's very clear that Vlahovic is out. He is leaving the club. There's no chance. Even when Juntoli comes out said, and we have a fantastic relationship, and we will talk with his agent after the season. That's just absolutely not happening. For a season with 1 year left of his contract in that position, with the seasons he's having, you're not waiting until the end of the season. If that's the case, that's even worse. For the club, for Juntoli, for the player, for just everyone involved. He's gone. I'm gonna need to lie, but his value on the books is more than 50 million euros. I'm assuming, going off the latest time I kind of checked it. But 50 million euros is based on poor performances, injuries, 1 year left on his contract, us making it very clear that he needs to leave. We play as a club. We play part in losing Vlahovic for only 50 million euros, and he played part of it because his performances have taken such a dive that no club is gonna pay that amount of money for him, especially with the wages he's on right now, because he has set a standard that some club will not meet. They will not pay him the wages he's on, but they will approach those wages. But to approach those wages, they're not going to pay a massive fee. If you know that a lot of clubs, especially in England, are looking for strikers and they're all fighting for Gyökeres and maybe Sesko as well, then yeah, it's very obvious what's going to happen with the other strikers. The value is going to drop even more. It's just natural. The thing for us right now is to get the most out of it, because the situation is what the situation is. I'm not going to blame Juntoli for this one. He didn't bother him. He didn't put him on his wages. He tried to, renegotiate a deal, even though a lot of fans are against it, and we're not, do not give him a new deal, even if he's accepting half of the wages he's on. But he tried to manage the situation. But the situation is what it is right now. It's sad. It's frustrating because we paid over 70 million, and you're just losing so much money. It's actually insane. I think everyone, when we signed him, was like, if we're going to sell this player at any point this season, we are going to get a lot of money for him. We are going to get at least the value back. That's what we thought when we signed him. Even at the time, we were not thinking about selling him. But just in case, if we sell him, we all believe that, or me, we're gonna get close to that money back. He's young, the profile, how he was playing, etc. And now we're in a situation that we're gonna lose a lot of money. Who's gonna be at? I don't know, but he's gonna leave. Now his successor is a bit complicated because the club is pushing to keep Kolomani at the club. I believe that no matter who the coach is gonna be, they will view Kolomani, yes, as a striker, but as a backup. I think they will view him more as a player who comes down the wing, maybe plays behind the striker, more of a utility player, especially if Juntoli managed to get him over the line on another loan with an option or whatever, if it's not a permanent transfer. But I don't think any club views Kolomani as a number. I don't think anyone at the club, views Kolomani as an out-and-out number 9 striker. Højlund can absolutely not be an option because I'd rather keep Vlahovic at this stage. From what I've seen from Højlund, not just at Man U, at Atalanta, not once was I like, that's a player I want in my club. Like, not once. His technique is brutal. His hold-up play is brutal. His attitude, just the way he plays football, it's just off-putting so much. Now, what's not off-putting is how Osimhen plays football. The only thing with Osimhen is, and I've said it in another video, and he is the clear main target right now, he misses a lot of chances. However, he puts a lot of them away as well. The flip side is you need to create a lot of chances. If you don't, it can look frustrating. It can look bad at times. That's just what it is. But his finishing is top notch. His ability to play football is just top notch. That cannot be up for debate. Now, what his entourage brings, whatever, that could become an issue. That being said, maybe I'm wrong because I don't follow the Turkish league, but I've not seen stories about Osimhen's entourage or off the field stuff at Galatasaray. We've seen that at Napoli, but that was an insane mess, from contracts given to De Laurentiis trying to renegotiate those contracts, to saying you need to go to the Saudis, to him saying I want to go to Chelsea, and De Laurentiis agreeing fees, then not agreeing fees, agreeing wages, not agreeing. Like, it's a complete mess. I feel like this is something that happened because there's no real control at the club right now at that point, with De Laurentiis and Spalletti leaving, and it was a kind of an entire mess. Not saying that at the club everything's under control with our end, excuse me, but I think if there are clear agreements in place to say this is this and this is that, I think he will thrive because that's who he is. He can score a lot of goals. The transfer fee is obviously a thing because he has 1 year left on his contract plus an option. An option Napoli will not activate, because I think if they activate that contract, they are going to need to pay him about 50 million euros net in wages. So they're not going to do that because they're going to need to pay him or loan him out. And who the hell is going to loan him when he has those wages and he's like, I need those wages, or I'm just going to stick here around. So that's not going to happen. Napoli won close to 70 million. We shouldn't be paying that because you are just helping Napoli to get rid of a player they do not want, because not because of quality, but because what came about off the field with contracts and transfers and etc. But he has 1 year left and he wants to join us right now. Right now, that's the situation. What cannot happen as well, if he's your main target, he rocks up mid-August because you want to save a couple of millions. That cannot happen. If he's your main target and you have no other number 9, you need to get it done ASAP as well. And that goes for a lot of key positions this season. We cannot do what we did with Colt Miners or Conceição or Gonzalez in the summer. Came in late. Injuries, because injuries can happen, and the season just went off south. It started off on the wrong foot already. That cannot happen again. So things are going to need to be made clear by Giuntoli and his entourage. However, that's the case. 50 million for Vlahovic and Osimhen, the main target, but he's going to cost 6 times that amount of money or whatever, or 5 times, depending on Napoli are commanding at this moment in time. So let me know in the comments, how much is Vlahovic worth at this stage with his contract and everything, and how much should we max pay for Osimhen? Like the video, and I will speak to you guys tomorrow and then also on Sunday post game against Udinese.